Welcome to Working Class Frame Rate. We're homeless. Like,
Welcome to Working Class Frame Rate. Nobody paid for our Patreon.
Yeah, nobody paid for that shit.
Please subscribe to our Patreon.
First Patreon to go negative.
First Patreon to go negative numbers.
Yeah, we had to use a different currency.
Working Class Frame Rate. I am the sole creator of this motherfucker.
Working Class Frame Rate.
Nobody else is on this shit with
Welcome
me.
to Rumble.
Just me. Working Class Frame Rate. I'm your host, Josue, or co-host Josue. I'm on kick right now with Austin.
Bro, what ketamine did you take right now, bro?
Listen, we're about to talk about our worst watches of the year. Now, these movies range in a lot of their disgust and their quality. And look, at the start of this episode, I do want to say, first off, look, if you love this movie, I would highly recommend you to just leave this video right now. Unless you're willing to engage with what we have to talk about. Because, honestly, a lot of this hate is, like, kind of personal, I feel like, especially for these movies.
Yeah, and I would say the reason why we sort of disagree and hate them are for very vast different reasons.
Look, if this is one of your favorite movies, if you are willing to enter into that Ben Shabibo dude say, the marketplace of ideas.
I don't watch Ben Shabibo, but
yeah, me either, man. Fuck Ben Shabibo. But if you're willing to enter into the marketplace of ideas, then tap in, because we got some pretty shitty movies, in our opinion, that
we're
we watched this
facts
year.
And logic to this review.
And we're really excited. And if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're listening to this on audio, again, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for joining us this year. It's been a beautiful year. We've had a lot of great moments to share with everybody who is listening to this podcast.
It's been a roller coaster from beginning to end,
and we want to thank you guys for being here with us. It's been awesome. That being said, let's get into it. This is the end of the year. We've got lots to talk about, and we will get to our best. But for now, we're going to get into some of our worst watches of the year.
We're getting through the Goodwill section.
You know what? I'm going to let you start this one off. Let's see. What do you got for one of your worst watches of the year?
Okay, I'm going to start with number 5. I want to start with like what I see as the least egregious to the most offensive.
Okay.
Number 5. You're going to really hate me for this one.
All right.
I threw on After the Hunt.
Oh my God.
Absolutely detest the screenplay of this.
Here we fucking go.
And the reason why I will say I put it so low.
By the way, he's wrong, but
no,
yes, go ahead.
It's okay. I'm sorry Goat got washed, but it's
Goat is not washed. That's an insane
will
statement.
Say this. He's not washed. He's not washed.
Statement.
I will even say, though, to add, there's a reason why this is
Everybody
5 and not
Austin
1.
In the comments.
There's a reason why this is 5 and not 1, because there are qualities to this I did like, and I think on some abstract level, there were aspects of it I thought were really well done.
Sure. Like what?
I thought like the cinematography. I thought the music was good.
Yes.
I didn't even hate the performances. I just think for me, what really just handicaps it and just kneecaps it is that script. I really left that theater disappointed. And I think for me, the gauge being Queer and Challengers the year before, which were two like not just good films. I actually think those are like close to being called masterpieces in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I just think as a follow-up, even if I did like it on a higher scale, I still would on some level be disappointed.
You know,
I have to be honest about that.
I super disagree. I think that
he's ready to shoot me.
You're just wrong.
He's gonna punch me right now. Yeah. You don't see him, but yeah.
If you're on YouTube, you're seeing me hit this man. But listen, jokes aside, after the hunt,
no Sora watermark in the corner.
Right. Yeah. This is just AI generated conversations
this
about
whole
after
episode.
the hunt.
we threw the podcast in Sora.
My fucking God. God. Dude, listen, let's not get into the AI conversation.
I know.
I'm a spiral. Look, this episode's not about the debate about After the Hunt, but I will push back that I think that Luca does an amazing job at reinventing himself like he did with Challengers.
Sure.
As opposed to then he moves on to Queer, which is more of an introspective and art house movie.
And then he went reactionary.
And then After the Hunt is a nuanced take on humanity and our struggle with morality and the different choices that we make. Which I understand, feeble-minded minds like yours just cannot understand.
I'm just really mad I couldn't stream this on Daily Wire like he did. So it's just, it really hurt my feelings, and that's why I'm really salty about it.
No. Jokes aside, look, I understand. As I sat in the theater watching this, I was like, I can see how somebody hates this, but I was having the time of my life. But
fair.
All things considered, there is still so much to love about.
And there's a reason why, like I said, there's a reason why I said it's 5. I don't think it's like the worst theory. I think worst is harsh, so that's why I sort of have that caveat.
Would you say this is more of a disappointing watch?
This is more of like the one that is disappointing, and 4 through 1 are like I hate you. Woo! Like yeah.
All right, well, let's start off here. So if we're doing it in that case, I'm going to start off with The Running Man. The Running Man is one of my most disappointing watches of the year. Mm-hmm. I mean, look, you have Glenn Powell, which I think is he's a phenomenal actor.
Oh, great.
He's in The Hitman, which I love. Richard Linklater, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's crazy.
Twisters, he was good in that.
He's in Twisters. Honestly, all of his latest work, I've just enjoyed seeing him on screen. And I was like, dude, Glenn Powell, Edgar Wright, who, although his like misses have been just kind of like they weren't offensive to me. The Last Night in Soho, I had a good time with it. I didn't think it was great. I had a good time with
Another third act.
But dude, like you've got Scott Pilgrim versus the World. You've got is it the Cornetto trilogy?
I think so. I mean, Shaun of the Dead alone.
Right, Shaun of the Dead. Like, those movies
or
were
Hot
fantastic.
Fuzz if you're really tapped in.
And then of course you also have Baby Driver, which is a personal favorite of mine. I fucking love those movies. And so like Edgar Wright, yeah. Listen, talk about a canceled cast. Everyone on that cast is like cooked.
That is 2017 encapsulated.
Bro,
in a
they
cast.
got Kevin Spacey tap dancing in Israel.
Bro,
that's a legit thing. I don't know if you saw the video.
No, I saw that. Like I've never seen. It's great to see the ending of Tar realized through Kevin Spacey.
Honestly, seeing these names together, Edgar Wright, Glenn Powell, and then finding more about the Running Man story and
and the book.
Yeah, well, I mean, just I didn't know about the book. I just knew about the story and the conception of a working man being like, you know what, fuck this, like I'm gonna do this, and if I have to die, I have to die. Just like trying to get out of the trenches. I was like, this movie should have been built for me, and I swear to God, like. The only thing that stands out to me in my mind in this movie is the performance by Coleman Domingo, because he steals every fucking movie he's in.
Shout out Domingo, man.
He's so incredible. And a very, very surprising performance by Michael Cera. Like he actually, he was pretty great in this. I was kind of left shocked at how much I enjoyed his performance. Not unlike anything I'd ever seen Michael Cera do, but I was just left so. Like, I didn't feel jack shit watching this movie.
Yeah.
I didn't connect with anything that they were trying to say. Like, the action felt lifeless. The movie looked lifeless.
That's so disappointing to hear as someone, because I didn't see the movie, forewarning, but as someone who's read the book, I think Running Man could make a really fucking good movie.
Well, there is an original Running Man.
Yeah, and I would say, like, if comparatively to what you're saying, it probably sounds like the better version.
Wait, the Edgar Wright movie?
No. The Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I was gonna say, is the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that bad?
No, that one's actually really good.
Yeah, so a lot of this should have been tailored for me, and I honestly felt nothing. I felt like I felt my soul draining because I was like, dude, like what the fuck happened? And you know what? There was I didn't really mind that he departed from these like fast cuts that Edgar Wright is usually known for doing, where it's just like cut on the beat and everything, and like I was like, look. If Edgar Wright wants to steer away from that, do something new, I'm all for it. I'm always all for directors trying something new. In this case, Running Man was just a disappointment for me. I honestly was just left kind of like lifeless after the movie. I couldn't believe that Edgar Wright had directed this. So that is gonna go to my number 5. I'm gonna have to give it to that.
That's brutal, man. I'm sorry you had to sit through that.
No, 100%.
Rip.
But yeah, that's gonna be my number 5 pick. Really disappointing. All right, Austin, hit us with your number 4.
My number 4 is Die My Love by Lynn Ramsey. This is how they used to make films about mental illness in like 1995. This is so underwhelming. Yeah. And what makes it even more like boggling to me is that the ingredients of this is flawless. Lynn Ramsey, Psychosis, Jennifer Lawrence, Robert Pattinson, who was just in Mickey 17 this year, giving, in my opinion, one of his best performances. And that script and the cinematography, granted, I understood it was trying to be a little more experimental. It wasn't trying to hold your hand, and that's fine. But I just really think it's been a long time since I've seen a film where like every element almost failed for me. Like the performance, the writing, and
you don't like the performances? That was something that people talked about a lot.
And I'll add this asterisk. It's not like they're not acting. I think they're trying their hardest with this, because you can tell Robert Pattinson and Jennifer Lawrence are great actors. I have no doubt they can.
They're fantastic.
And it's like they can't even say this. And honestly, the first Robert Pattinson performance I've seen in a long time that I was like, whoa. Like, I forgot that he's not always on all cylinders because it's been so long. Yeah. And yeah, just really, and I love Lynn Ramsey too. I've told you many times. I love You Were Never Here. I love We Need to Talk About Kevin. It's not that I don't. I actually really like Lynn Ramsey. And I guess it's just like this, as you were saying with Running Man, this should have been built for me.
Yeah.
And I was really displeased to leave that theater, really saddened by it.
Damn. You know, I've got to get around to Die My Love because there's so much conversation about this movie revolving around it's the when after sorry, excuse me.
It's okay. He's dying.
There's so much conversation about this movie in terms of how women deal with post-pregnancy depression. I think it's postpartum depression. Is that what it's called?
Postpartum depression, yes.
Yeah, so that's what I've heard. And, you know, listen, I'm not a mother.
No, so, and I admit, like, this is coming from just my perspective, just watching the film, no experience with it. Yeah. And if you related to it, you found something powerful about it, all the respect to you. I have no problem with that. Yeah. It just, for me, with all the elements involved and knowing that I think Lynn Ramsey can write something a little more nuanced and a little more interesting and fleshed out, I was just a bit let down.
Yeah. You know, I wish I had more to say, but I'm going to be checking out Die My Love, see if I agree with you.
And I'd be curious to see if you like it. I would love to discuss this.
All right, now for my number 4th spot. I think I'm gonna have to give it to The Amateur. This is this was a movie that honestly should have been a fun B, C list tier movie. Like, you know, you got Rami Malek playing a spy, and I believe he's he's taking revenge, right? So it's his wife was killed in a London terrorist attack, and then he's like made into a spy of sorts.
Well, and if I remember correctly, the gist of it is that they don't believe he can do it. Like, they kind of downplay him because he's like a CIA kind of behind the scenes nerdy guy, you know?
Yeah. Look, the biggest problem about this movie is that it was so fucking boring. Oh. Like, and that's why it's one of my most disappointing watches. Because like, you have Lawrence Fishburne, you have Rami Malek, and I don't know who the director is, James Hawes. I guess he directed a Black Mirror episode called Hated in the Nation. I don't know if I watched that one. It's the Bees episode. He directed the Bees episode. Actually, I actually really like that one. That was a pretty cool one. He's directed a couple of Doctor Who episodes.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Look, listen, he needs to get a better script. Because this was just painfully boring. I left the theater feeling nothing, which is probably the worst crime a movie can do, is to leave me with absolutely nothing. I wasn't moved by Rami Malek's performance. It looked like Lawrence Fishburne just showed up for the check, too. He was just kind of like, I don't even think he knew what they wanted from him. They were just like, hey, you know that the character you've played like your whole life, just do Lawrence Fishburne. For like
the last 10 movies.
Just do that. So The Amateur is just such a disappointment, and like you know, I didn't have high expectations, but I would have liked to enjoy this at the very least, and I was bored the whole way through. The Amateur has to take my number 4 spot, but that's gonna be my number 4 spot.
Okay, and for my number 3. Ari Aster, why? I gotta go with Death of a Unicorn. Genuinely one of the least funny comedies I've seen in years, and another instance and a more egregious example of a funny idea, you know, killer unicorns just being so soulless. Dude,
there's so much. You know what? I'm gonna join you right here. My number 3 is we'll join here.
All right.
My number 3 is actually Death of a Unicorn 2. Okay. Let's open this up because like you said, the premise is also so intriguing. It's very exciting. You know, you've again something tailored for me. You got fantasy aspects, unicorns,
horror movies,
eat the rich storyline, comedy, horror. Like, dude, you got the recipe for a banger.
Produced by Ari Aster,
dude. And look. This is one of Paul Rudd's worst performances, and I shit you not. Like I was kind of dumbfounded, and I would say this is more of a problem of the director. The director genuinely, I don't feel like knew what the fuck he was doing, because again, a good director can pull out these performances, because like Jenna Ortega is also very, very fucking talented as an actress, but even then, here again, they don't really know what to do with Jenna Ortega. Paul Rudd is giving a weird performance. It doesn't feel like it's hitting his cadences or really any sort of original cadence for Paul Rudd, and he ends up delivering one of his worst performances that I've ever seen. And I love Paul Rudd. I fucking love Paul Rudd.
I would even argue
we just saw Friendship.
He was
fucking fantastic.
And he's hilarious in Friendship. Well, and I would say like that's the problem, is it just feels like he showed up and turned on Paul Rudd. You know what I mean? It's like he's like, okay, this is
and
my
the director
paycheck.
didn't even know where to steer that.
Even
in the
Jenna
way,
Ortega and Will Poulter. Will Poulter. Honestly, the one silver lining in this is Will Poulter.
Yes. The best part of this movie was literally Will Poulter.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because I think he showed up like excited.
Yeah.
I don't even think the director kind of planned on it, but like the way that like Will Poulter, I was like, holy shit, like where is this coming from? Because I've never seen Will Poulter deliver such an engaging and fun performance, and it's quite literally carrying this movie on the back. Because again, this movie doesn't know whether it wants to explore the lore of the unicorns, which I was like so excited. They were like touching up on that with like the tapestries that they were rolling out, and Jenna Ortega found some information about the unicorns, and I was like, oh, whoa, like
when I think it does that,
cool.
The worst sin is that I hate when a film promises an intriguing premise and it barely scratches the surface. And I feel like in a way, the way I would sort of reckon with Will Poulter's performance, I almost said Will Poulter's performance is he's the only one in this film that knows what he's making.
I think so, yeah.
And he's just having fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a like anti-intellectual way to phrase it. Not fun as in like turn your brain off, but like he understands the tone. And I think
you made your point. I think it
fair.
No, you're
I just didn't want to
right.
do the like it's fun, you know.
No, I hear you.
And I just think like this is one of those films where it should have went all in, just commit to the weirdness, get weird, get scary, get gory.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't. And then the ending's really cliched. It's really lame.
Dude, yeah,
lame.
The ending was what like I was already kind of feeling drained. I think, there was like a bit of an uphill moment when the kills started to happen, and I was like, oh well, this movie's been lame and not knowing what it wants like the whole time. Like at least I'm gonna get to see some cool like unicorn or like human kills. Like
that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, I was like, oh okay. Like I wasn't even expecting that, so that's why it was kind of like a happy surprise for me. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like at least I'm getting something from it. And then the ending happens, like
Oof.
And dude, the CGI is so bad. Like I can deal with shitty CGI, but this was like egregious. It stands out because they're in daylight. It's so bad.
Or you could have even used that CG in a funny way. Like maybe it's purposefully a little goofy. Like you could do it in a way and structure it where it's funny at least.
Yeah.
But they don't because the film's not smart enough to even think of that.
No, man. This was such a disappointment. Ugh. Like I was so excited to see this. The cast was exciting. Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd sound like such a great duo, and I really do hope that Jenna and Paul get to make another movie, because I could see them working really well in something else.
Yeah.
But this one was such a disappointment for me, honestly.
Let down.
Yeah. I agree. All right, let's move on to your number 2. What's your number 2?
So my number 2 is one of the worst screenings I had this year, and I think both you and me actually left this feeling a little less alive inside. Ballerina. I thought this was extremely misogynistic and underwhelming, and this film opens with this proclamation that you can't fight, so fight like a girl. That's what we start with in this film.
Yeah.
So they already don't believe in the female John Wick or the actress Ana de Armas that they're putting up front, which extremely disappointing. Fuck you. Like, why not believe in her, and why not believe in the story that you're telling?
Let me push back, because even though I hate this movie as well, but I think and correct me if I'm wrong, my pushback here is like I think the idea was to like start off there, right, and be like, fight like a girl, like, and like misogynistic, right? But like she overcomes that.
Well, but
like,
I remember
like
her
idea,
specifically
right?
saying,
I don't agree
like,
it does it, but
you can't fight like them, so play dirty. I think she literally says like play dirty because you can't compare. And maybe am I reading it a little wrong because I just maybe it's just the audience of John Wick and all that, and it's just, I don't know. It felt strange to me that you would start your female-led action film.
What? That is a good point, though, about how they have to kind of dumb it down for the John Wick audience, because the John Wick audience is already expecting to see a male character come into the fort, and maybe they're just not, they're like, man, maybe they're not ready for a woman to be like a woman John Wick.
No, and it just felt like, John Wick 1 through 4 are like amazing action films.
Yeah.
And it just felt like Ballerina and Ana de Armas, they were like, we're going to give you the leftovers.
Dude,
and
that's what pissed me off.
Yes.
That is what pissed me off with Ballerina. Because, like, there are scenes in here and sequences where they suddenly decide to wake up. And they're like, wait, we can do this thing that's cool. But you've already had, like, 45 minutes of unmoving action and nothing that like literally moved my soul. Like the action felt lifeless, felt boring. It literally felt like leftovers. They were just like, hey, this didn't work for John Wick. Let's just throw it in here. And like it just, even the camera, everything felt so uninspired. And there's moments of this movie that feel like they woke up and they're like, oh, we can do this cool thing. But again, it's only for like half a scene or for a small little moment in a 2 hour 15 movie, 2 hour 15-minute movie, man.
And spoiler warning, I have to add this caveat because this is gonna drive our point home. All of a sudden, the quality of the film, spoiler warning, warning.
Oh, well, I think everybody knows.
All of a sudden, just in case though, the movie decides to become a John Wick movie when John Wick shows up, and all of a sudden, all this leftover bullshit ends, and now it's a great action film. And
it's honestly so fucking pathetic.
And look, and just rude. I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way.
I'll be honest with you, like. Maybe they felt inclined to make an over bloated movie, because if you cut down this movie and really hone in on the action and these sequences and even if you let it simmer down a little bit, but you give Ana de Armas some cool ass action sequences, and the respect that she deserves.
Believe in it. Like, it feels like they're like kind of turning their brain off.
Dead ass. And that's why you mean, like, I was telling you, when John Wick shows up in this movie, the camera starts moving different. Yeah.
His scenes are cool.
Dude, everything starts to change. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, did you just, I don't know. It just felt like, it's like, did they drag you to make this? Like, I don't know. Like, and I guess to sort of, wrap up my point, I just think like, John Wick Chapter 4 was like one of the best action films I had seen in a long time. Yeah. I know you can do better. And I just felt like watching this was like, okay, like, you're not going to feed me this slop and then lie to me. And like, insult my intelligence.
Yeah. And also, like, there's like, we deserve badass female characters. You know? Like, and they need to be given the respect and the money and the time to do this, and especially in a year filled with so many incredible women directors.
Yes,
like Mary Bronstein, Eva Victor, like
Chloe Zhao,
dude. Like, it's just been an insane year for women directors, and for them to give us this slop for Ballerina and just kind of give Ana de Armas crumbs is fucking pathetic, dude.
Yeah. It just felt really lame, and I'm not gonna lie. I left this theater going, that was fucking lame.
Yeah. I can't blame you there. Now, for my number 2 spot, this is going to. It doesn't hurt me a little. It's just very interesting because there is. I want to say that there's parts of this that are actually pretty good. Yeah. But if I'm being honest, there really isn't.
The tension got me. Ooh.
And look. What's crazy is someone ended up beefing with me over this movie because they ended up sending me a bunch of like DMs being like, oh, you don't understand this movie. Oh, like can you explain to me why you don't like it? And I had to repeat myself like 3 or 4 times, like, brother, this is why I don't like the movie.
Actually,
they got upset at me for not responding fast enough, bro. I was just like, dude.
And then went on a one-way tirade in your DMs. I saw the DMs, by the way. This was actually unhinged.
It's fucking crazy. Anyways, my number 2 pick of this year for the worst movie has to go to Hurry Up Tomorrow. Look, The Weeknd. Look, and part of me still, I think maybe it's just the fan in me, still believes that The Weeknd can somehow pull something off. But the more that I think back to this movie, it's probably not I'm just being delusional. He's not good in this. It's pretty bad.
Are you talking about Abel?
I'm talking about Abel. I'm talking about The Weeknd. And the best part of this movie is when we're at that concert sequence in the beginning, because like I was like seeing the way that this was shot. It's very engaging. I was like, dude, this is a cool concert sequence. Like this is so much fun. And then like the movie then the movie happens. Like,
I'm sorry, I'm just not going to interrupt you, but now I'm thinking of all his performance in The Idol, and it's kind of frying me.
No, we don't even have to go there. But yeah, this movie was one of the worst movies I've seen, because like a lot of this is shot to be like deeper than it actually is, and then one of the worst things that came about this is the homage to Misery, which I found to be absolutely fucking pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And like, yeah, you can see it, and like I don't understand if it's just The Weeknd that was like, hey, I want to do this movie, and he tapped in with the Waves director to direct this.
Which fair. I could see why you would do that.
Yeah, and like, look, I just don't think that the ideas were executed well. I think that the entire premise of it, and what's crazy is I do feel like Abel ends up making himself look like a narcissist, even if he doesn't intend on it. But it's It's just there, man. And Hurry Up Tomorrow, I think, just did not work for me at all. I don't ever want to watch that shit ever again in my life.
Yeah.
But look, I would even go as far as to say this, and I think it's just a fan in me. So
fair.
This is probably biased, but I am willing to see Abel in another movie. I'm willing to see Abel in another movie as long as it's a director who, as long as it's you're like, nah.
Y'all here to listen to the song?
You're like, what does he say? What does he say in that scene? Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Are y'all here to listen?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Don't talk to her again. Dude,
that scene actually made me cringe. I was like, I couldn't believe what I was watching, dude. I was like, and the music quiet down, like as if he was like delivering,
as if that shit was like De Niro, like,
right. You're like, whoa,
bro,
we got the moment.
Like, bro's tough.
Yeah. He hit his cannoli line, bro. Say the cannoli.
I remember your face when I said I was gonna try and go see this. Like, he gave me like. The look in your eyes told me everything. Like, it was like a mixture of fear and repulsion, and like I was scared. I was like, "Oh, it's that bad." Yeah. Like, okay.
Yeah. All right. Now,
my number one.
Your number one. What do we got?
I'm ready for the bait, the range.
All right, let's go.
Eddington.
There's no way, bro.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. No, I will preface with this: are there probably worse movies? In terms of like quality, in terms of writing, in terms of performances, yes. But I think comparatively, specifically after watching things like One Battle After Another, Begonia, films that are talking about the current climate and things that are going on in this world and with so much nuance and impact and artistry.
Dude, but you don't get it. It's about the factory.
Dude, I know the Magic Corp got to me, guys.
It's about the
Magic
AI.
Corp. Magic Corp.
It's about AI.
But I really left this just going, wow. Like, it might not be the worst movie of the year, but I actually hate this movie. And I think what it said for me and how ugly and smug and cynical and just, I don't know. I just felt like it was very contrarian. And I thought it was just portraying caricatures. I just think this misses on all fronts for me, except for maybe like one specific sequence in the last third act, which if you've seen is a great sequence. And I think also Ari Aster as a Bow defender, as someone who really does see the light in a lot of his work when he gets criticized, he really let me down. And I think in a way that, like, honestly, no matter how bad these other films got or like whatever, even After the Hunt, Die My Love, this really fucking stung. And I really I think the just ethos of this film I don't like. And it's just, I can't help it. When I think of this movie, I still get mad.
You know what? I think that's a perfectly valid claim to have, especially, like you said, considering the movies that we have gotten this year that talk about these topics in nuance. And I think that is something that also kind of just crawled under my skin. And I you know, even if it is the point, right? Like, it is the point to like crawl under your skin. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, it feels very like you said, contrarian. Like, we all know that
Reddit.
one, like, very online Twitter guy who's just like, well, this side is bad. This side, like, and like, don't get me wrong, like, there is plenty of room to make fun of both sides about everything. Like, and I would even go as far as to say that, like, the leftist jokes in here are pretty good for one scene.
Yes.
And then when he repeats that like 5-6 times, I'm just like, dude, I got it.
Well, here, I'll quantify it even further. I don't care if there's leftist jokes. It really doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I guess it's just like in this climate where there is one side of this country, and I'm not going to get too specific, that is literally destabilizing and destroying the fabric of the world. And then one side is annoying. And you're putting
and very annoying. That's fair. They're very fucking annoying.
Sometimes they need to shut the fuck up. I get it.
Yeah.
But the way this film quantifies it and sort of tries to sort of level the playing field, as if a lot of these things are not similar, but like they're attacked with the same vitriol. And I think I didn't fully understand why I hated it until I saw specifically Begonia and how I think that approaches both sides with way more nuance while not sort of shedding any of that criticism.
And I would argue that Begonia gives way more reverence to people who are lost in the sauce, like Joe Cross's character.
It understands they're dynamic. They're humans. They have bad sides. They have good sides. And both of these are true. And like, you can see the horror. You can see the good. And Eddington is like, you saw 2020 through Reddit, and that's how you just viewed the world. And here's the problem is, like, I didn't want Reddit's version of 2020. I wanted his version. I wanted something deeper.
Maybe I guess the argument would be that's just how Ari Aster saw the world, was through Reddit.
And if that's fine, then I hate it. Like, I don't know that I don't think it's worth talking about, in my opinion.
I respect that. Something that has really annoyed me is like people like seeing the Charlie Kirk assassination and being like, "Oh, you see, Eddington was right." Like, dude,
and it's just, I think a lot of that is what also picks at me, is that it's like, I see that shit and it's like, dude, I get it. It talks about 2020, but like, okay, you showed me something I saw in 2020. That's deep, I guess. I don't know. That's,
And, you know,
very ugly and nihilistic.
To those who it worked for, but
yeah,
you know, I hear a lot of these sentiments, and I kind of hold the same ones. I want to rewatch just because, like, again, this was one that I also just was not a really big fan of. I didn't really feel like the ideas were executed as well as for me, that I wanted, you know. But
fair.
You know.
And to cover my bases, last thing I'll say, you know what? Maybe I'll watch this in 5 years, and my opinion completely changes. That's totally possible.
Yeah.
But as of right now, that one was really the one that hit me hard this year.
Damn. That's fair. And on a more positive note,
yes.
my number one is a very funny one. And this is almost like a badge of honor. Okay. My number one is so bad that it got boring, and then it got so boring that it became exciting. And then my brain cells were being like sizzled, like in deep fried oil.
Sizzling.
And like I felt myself go into a trance of a bad movie. It's a one of one experience, and I'm excited. I'm honestly round of applause to the fucking A Working Man 2025, directed by David Ayer, whatever the fuck.
Oh.
All right. Jason Statham is a working man. I believe at one point, I don't know if I started hallucinating. I think there's vampires in this, bro. I don't fucking remember. I just know that there's a nighttime sequence where he's just beating a bunch of people up at the very end, and there's like this big ass moon and motorcycles. Like, this movie is so fucking bad. Like, there is levels to this shit, and I almost admire this
There's
movie.
layers.
There is, and the layer is David Ayer should never get funding ever again.
Release the Suicide Squad cut.
Yes. You know what's really holding him back is not being able to have released his cut of Suicide Squad.
My purple Lamborghini.
But listen, Jason Statham has a new movie coming out in January.
Dude, bro's the January king now. It's crazy. And I love Crank growing up. It's sad to see Goat fall.
Like, I don't even think he's falling, bro. He's working. He's a working man.
No, he's a working man. You're right. Working class frame rate. He's a working man.
Bro, this movie, listen, if you want to like actually fry your brain cells, I am actually going to recommend my number one worst movie of the year, and it's A Working Man 2025.
The way I thought it was the B movie at first.
The B movie.
The Beekeeper.
The Beekeeper. That was last year, bro.
Yeah.
Bro,
they all start to blend.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Jason Statham has a new movie coming out. Let's see, when is it coming out?
What's this one called? An Unemployed Man? Like,
an Unemployed Man. Now the next one is called Shelter. This is it looks actually fucking awful. This looks like a direct-to-Tubi, but you know we're getting it, bro. Like, this is exciting. Listen, I'm super excited to see whatever Jason Statham. Look, Jason Statham is such an interesting actor because like, I love the Meg movies, and the Meg 2 is
those are fun.
It's just as fried. The Meg 2 is pretty bad, but it was so much fun. So yeah, my number one spot has to go to A Working Man, David Ayer. And look, again, if you disagree with any of these movies, go watch them. Come back, flood our comment sections, debate with us. All right, and look,
please, I'd love
by
to
all
hear
means,
it.
I know Austin probably has some of the more controversial ones as opposed to mine. But you know, that's what I love about this though.
Yeah,
I honestly didn't expect you to pull out some of these. So
I was ready to swing with these. Look,
look,
I'm ready. Yeah.
We got the hate out the way. So
I'm gonna be real. It's not even hate. If you like any of these movies, great.
Bro, 5 minutes ago, I hate Eddington.
Yeah, but I don't hate you. Hate you.
We love you. We love you. We love you. Kiss me. we got a Christmas episode on the way, guys. So we're gonna be able to make it up to you guys. Okay, so we got a Christmas episode coming, and we also, of course, have our top 10 of the year. Which, I'm so stoked.
Dude, I'm really excited for that.
We got a couple of movies to get out the way though. Marty Supreme next week, Knives Out. We've got Avatar. We've got.
I'm so hyped for Avatar.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
You know, I was. The Testament of An Lee is a maybe I'll get to it.
I'll see it, but fuck Brady Corbet. I'm just gonna say it. But
fuck that shit, bro. But I'm there, and then of course Resurrection, bro. That's the only one that I give
Beyond
about. Resurrection, and of course No Other Choice on Monday. So
Park Chan fucking Wook.
There's just too many movies, and then The Secret Agent on Friday. God.
Yeah, no, I'm a little behind him, so I'm gonna be doing a boot camp this week to catch up.
Oh man, look, Working Class Frame Rate. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching us. We got more episodes this month, and then of course a brand new year next year.
Yes, sir.
With a whole bunch of new episodes. So subscribe to our YouTube. Check us out on our social media pages. Like, subscribe, share this with a friend if you fuck with our.
If you fuck with the podcast, let us know. If you don't fuck with it, let us know.
Yeah. Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Working Class Frame Rate.
Sayonara.
I'm your co-host Josue.
Austin.
See y'all on the next one.
Sayonara.